like you to introduce you to Lee David Carter, who's going to be doing the next talk. Thank you.
Well, it's a good start. Okay, my name's Lee David Carter. It's been a pleasure to come here today at the Balmoral Centre in Southend. And I was listening to the speech last week and I found it really interesting with all the disinformation that's out there at the moment. With the consciousness now that's going here on the earth, what's happening now, there really is a lot of awareness happening now. It really is a time of change. To tell you a little bit about myself, I've been on what you would call a really an amazing journey. I went through a transformation in my life. I went from a gender operation, changing from a woman into a man. For the last 40 years of my life, I was in the dark place. And then all of a sudden, I had this profound spiritual awakening. I had lots of experiences with angels. I went through 5 major operations. The angelic experiences that I had started off with angels, colours, lights, all kinds of strange paranormal stuff, and it led on to other things which I'm going to be talking about later on during the slides. During that time, I was told that I was an earth angel here. Not only did I have to come to terms with the transformation that I went through, that was difficult enough, and having to come to terms with that, but also I was told that I had a calling to do something here, that I found out I was an earth angel light worker. So I thought, well, what's that? What's a light worker? You know, what is this? You know, and I was guided to do the chakras, and apparently we're star seeds. I thought, right, okay. And I started to spiritually grow. I just started university and I've graduated this year. And I found myself travelling around the world, visiting ancient sites. So today's topic is angels and ETs, chakras, vortex dimensions and portals around the earth, universal language, awareness, who we are, what are we? Good question. And crop circles and the future. So on to the next slide. I was told I was a Pleiadian here. Stars, 7 Sisters system, constellation, light worker. There's lots of us come here, reincarnated souls, because I believe, according to what the Buddhists say, we reincarnate. We're consciousness, we're spirit. I'm going to explain all that later on in the slide. So I've had a calling. I was told that I am to do this and talk and speak. At the moment, I've appeared on national TV, been in national newspapers. I'm about to go into other media outlets now. There's a documentary coming, and I've wrote a book over the last 4 years, taking down all the events that have happened through the diaries that I've had. And I was told to pursue it, so that's what's happening now at the moment. The book's called The Light Warrior, and it's to be published in 2015.
What's the book called, sorry?
Light Warrior, okay. Okay, angels. When you think of angels, you think of divine energy, celestial beings, wings. It's depicted all over your ancient texts all over the world. Christian Bible, Hinduism, they call them devas, shining ones. Buddhism, they call them, same as the Hindus, you have the fallen angels, which is the dark spirits, the dark energies, the lower vibrational, known as the Anunnaki, not just fallen angels, demons. In Islam, they call them jinns, according to your ancient culture here on the earth. And everything in the universe that has a soul is classed as an angel. While I was going through my operations, I was having feathers dropped around my bed. I felt a presence that I had my loved ones around me. So the perception of angels is, need to sort of think about this a little bit. All over the cultures in the world, they've depicted angels in different ways. The Hinduism, they talk about the chakras, and they talk about the 7 wheels of energy, and from those 7 wheels of energy, angels are meant to exist. So the Eastern cultures, they've known something about this. So when you think of your loved ones, they cross over. Everything is what you call spirit, energy. And I believe that you come here and you reincarnate, and Earth is really a learning school. You come here to learn. And so we'll move on to the next slide. So we'll go on to ETs. Now, people depict ETs as little green men, and that's not what they are. There's so much life in the universe. There is many, many civilizations. There's the Pleiadians, which are the benevolent ETs. You have the Arcturians, the Syrians, Andromeda, and they're actually helping the Earth now at this moment. There's a lot of people being born here now that are from other worlds, other civilizations that are helping the Earth now consciously help you in bringing light at this time because of the shift in consciousness that's happening now here on the Earth. So with ETs, the malevolent ones are the ones that are ruling your planet at the moment. They're the low vibrational energy, and they're what you call the parasites of the universe, basically. They're feeding off your emotions and all the other stuff that's happening now on the Earth. So these ETs that are helping the Earth now, there's lots of work that's being done, lots being born here now that have got healing abilities and special gifts and have come here with different missions to do work here. And there's a lot to come, lots of changes coming here now for the planet. So what you've depicted as ETs all through for many years over your ancient texts and through the Bible and everything is not what it seems. So then I wanted to put this video on beings of light because this is an experience that I've had. Because the last 4 years, not only did I experience metaphysical stuff with the angels, but I also experienced stuff with what you call ETs, our consciousness. And based on the Mayan's culture, because I was guided to the Mayan temple in Mexico back in 2012, and it wasn't the end of the world. This is an absolute load of crap. And we know this as light workers here. We knew this because we can see the darker forces that are here on your planet. We know what's going on. That's just the parasites you've got here in your democracies ruling this world. They're just telling you that they just put all this fear into you and all this bad emotion and lower negative energy into you, telling you it's the end of the world. And now they're putting all these alien films out, and now they're going to tell you you've got an alien invasion next because they're just liars. They're deceitful. They're not based on truth, on light and love. So according to the Mayan cultures, the indigenous people, what they mean by consciousness is that there's other dimensions, other forms of frequency. We're consciousness. Everything in the universe that has a soul is an angel. There are beings out there that are like you. They're human looking as well. They're not like little green men. There's many, many different kinds of species out there. My father used to talk to me about this stuff when I was about 7 years old. He used to talk about the universe and different kinds of civilizations and Einstein and relativity and time and space. And this consciousness that we have, they have it too. The human perception only goes so far. I remember talking to somebody here last week and they've been telling me that they've been seeing lots of UFOs. But these lights that you're seeing, you must understand that some of these civilizations out there, they're thousands of years ahead of us. You're just learning. You've only just gone into the 5th dimension. This 3rd dimension you're living in now is 3D. This 3D reality, it's materialistic, it's dense. From my experiences of being in Mexico, whilst what you call the 5th dimension, and I don't mean getting up and going up and flying up to the cloud, it's about coming away from the material, this system that you're in, and being more telepathic, where you probably see colours, lights, synchronicities in your life as well. This is the 5th dimension. You no longer become a part, you no longer feel dependent on this 3D reality that you've been living in. You're more on the 5th dimension. You're sort of more in love with harmony and love and spirit, and it's a different dimension reality. And while I was in Mexico, I found myself, just before going to Chichen Itza, to the main temple, this was in December 2012, I was guided there. I knew that, we knew it wasn't the end of the world anyway. That was a very special time, and I'll explain that in a little bit with regards to the main temple in Mexico. Whilst going onto that higher dimension, because I was spiritually growing and awakening and reaching a higher consciousness to the consciousness that you've been living in already, this 3D reality, you know, it's like a matrix you're living in. I started to feel sick. I started feeling wobbly. I was in Guadalajara in Mexico. I started getting symptoms in my back and in my body. It's because the earth is consciousness too. Gaia, according to the ancients, is a living, breathing, she's consciousness too. And you are connected with the earth. You, the earth, the universe, everything is energy. You are all connected. So I was getting these symptoms and I couldn't understand why. And I was speaking to other people around the world and they've had the same symptoms too. It's because you're evolving, you're changing, you're consciously, you know, evolving and changing. And that's what's happening now with the earth. And so I'm going to play this video to explain to you what ETs mean and consciousness.
Conocimientos, entonces podemos generar un proceso evolutivo.
And this is what was created by my culture, and with different contacts with different beings, we can create changes in different civilizations.
Mi abuelo decía que nosotros solamente podíamos reaccionar de acuerdo a lo que había en nuestro corazón.
My grandfather just used to say that we can react only with what is in our hearts.
Y para mí siempre ha sido como un intercambio de información, de conocimiento, más que lo que mucha gente habla, que es de invasión o de, no sé, guerras intergalácticas. No, es más de un contacto de conocimiento.
It's more of a contact of interchanging information, not like the invasion of another galaxy or like these things.
Entonces, pues eso siempre ha sido parte de mi cultura.
This has always been part of my culture.
Is there different groups of those beings? Is there different teachings? Is there different knowledge that they bring, different technologies, a different role that they play?
Hay diferentes roles o tecnologías, o hay diferentes culturas en estas.
Okay. I don't know if you could understand that. Sorry, it's in Spanish, by the way. Okay, so basically, what he's saying is what you call ETs, other consciousness out there. They do things from thought form, and they're on different dimensions, different frequencies. The Earth is not what it seems, and I'm going to explain that in a bit. So, your perception of what you think ETs are, they're consciousness, but they're just highly more evolved than we are. and they're basically on different frequencies, different dimensions, and they can. My mum said to me, for the last 2 nights, I've had what I thought were UFOs outside my door, outside my mum's house in Canon, and it felt like it was following me. It's like being telepathically connected with them. And I've noticed a lot of people, a couple of people I spoke to last week, they've been seeing lots of UFOs. I think it was you. Did you say it last week? You've been recently. Because the planet is, and they've been seen all around the world now, quite a lot, a hell of a lot now, isn't it? Because the planet's raised in consciousness now, so now you're connecting more with other consciousness, other ETs in the universe, and that's what's happening now. Because they know that you're gone into the 5th dimension, you've raised your consciousness now, and people are beginning to think differently. Love and light, the systems that are going on here, people have had enough. They're coming out and they're beginning to remember who they are, and that's what happened to me, and that's happening to a lot of people now. So these beings are basically, we're light beings. We are. We're just not that far evolved yet, as much as they are. They can travel the universe without ships. They can consume and feed off light. We feed and consume off food. We go and eat cows. They don't need to. They're evolved. They're thousands of years ahead, some of them. So then we've got the chakras. Here we go. Energy. That's what we are. There's the Merkaba. That's the light body. Every single one of you have 7 balls of energy inside you. Those balls of energy are information centers. You've got the root chakra. That's survival. Then you have the sacral, which is the orange one. That's the productive part. Solar plexus, loyalty, relationships, tolerance. The heart chakra, that's to do with love and compassion. The throat chakra, communication, speech, teaching. Then you have the third eye. Where have I seen that before? Oh, okay. The parasites of the universe, your Illuminati that's here, the Cabal. Because they're not human. We as the Pleiades, we call them the Lizzies. They came here about 300,000 years ago, called the Anunnaki. They're in your Bible texts. Some of your religions here, they've been twisting your religions. No such thing as sin, by the way, because it makes me want to puke. You're here as spiritual beings having a human experience. You're here to learn. There's no such thing as sin. And then you have the head chakra. That's the crown chakra. That's your higher consciousness. That's your inner being. That's who you are, your inner essence, your soul, your spirit, because your consciousness. Your body's just a vessel. And then you have the earth chakras. Sorry. The earth chakras, I spoke to a girl, I spoke to you last week, okay? Mount Shasta, California, there's the root chakra. And then you have Lake Titicaca, I think that's in Bolivia, South America. And here you have Ayers Rock in Australia. And then you've got the heart chakra. Well, that's in Glastonbury, which is in a lot of where the crop circles are. We'll come to that a bit later. And then, of course, you've got the throat chakra, which is the pyramids in Egypt. And then you've got the third eye. Well, that's all over the place. Don't know where that is. But at the moment, I think it's in Glastonbury, which is the heart chakra of the earth. And then you've got the crown chakra, which is in Tibet, which is in the Himalayas. Now, these chakras that you've got around the earth, those chakras are connected to your body. They're energy wheels. And you'll find where those chakras are, there's a lot of ancient sites. The pyramids in Egypt, throat chakra. Glastonbury, what's there? Stonehenge. The ancients knew that. They put them there for a reason. They've marked them there on your earth for a reason. I was at the main temple 2012. If you look at the picture, I know it's very faded, it's very hard to see. I'm really sorry about that, but if you can just about see there at the end, these people are standing around the main temple holding hands. This is in December 2012. Why are they doing this? Your governments won't tell you this. They're doing that because the energies that are coming to the earth, and David Icke mentioned this as well, the energies that are coming here are coming from the galactic alignment. The Mayans knew this. In fact, they feel like they've been insulted. I've spoken to them. The fact that the government here, your parasites ruling this planet, have turned around and said that it's the end of the world. There's no such thing. They're just trying to put fear into you. It's a lie. It's deception. That's what they are. They're liars and deceivers. They're corrupt. So, after looking at the chakras, those chakras are wheels of energy. And those wheels of energy that you have, where a lot of the ancient sites are, they're like energy amplifiers on the earth. They're consciousness. It's a source of energy that comes here that connects you with the earth and every single one of you that's here, every single one of you that's here on the earth. Where the lines cross is a lot of which is called the electromagnetic field. As you can see there, where those lines cross is where a lot of the ancient sites are around the world. And a lot of the chakras are vortices, and some of them are not. And there's also portals and dimensions. And probably the strongest vortex on the earth, and I've mentioned this, I think it was Dr. Manja Loughton, I think her name is. I spoke to her last week. The Bermuda Triangle. She's talking about time, talking about energy, dark energy and stuff. And can't understand where the dark energy has gone, where certain dimensions are. The strongest vortex on the earth is the Bermuda Triangle. And that's why, because I remember going to the pictures with my parents when I was a kid, and we went to see the Philadelphia experiment as a child, because they brought out a big film and brought it out on TV and stuff. Well, why is all these planes going missing and ships going missing and all these things are happening? Well, the reason being is because the strongest vortex on the earth is the Bermuda Triangle. And it takes you through to another, that portal takes you through to a portal which goes into another dimension. And there's stargates around the earth too, and probably the oldest one is in Iraq. So there's different frequencies and dimensions on the earth, and everything is connected. So consciousness, who are we then? Well, consciousness is energy. Consciousness is an atom. My father spoke about this when we were kids. All the time he was talking about Albert Einstein, about atoms and relativity and time and space. Inside an atom is the universe. You're eternal. You're all that is. You're all that ever was, and you're all that ever shall be. There's no such thing as death. My father died 2012, just before I went to Mexico. I knew that he went back to your consciousness. There's two important parts, consciousness and the life force. Whether you die or live, you're still consciousness. When you leave the earth, your consciousness. David Icke mentioned that. We know this. Your body's just a vessel. So there's no such thing as you're spiritual beings, and everything is energy. We come to Albert Einstein. This, reading the quote, the universe is inside you. You're light beings, you're all powerful. Just consciously need to awaken and remember who you are. And that's what's happening now on the earth. People are remembering. They're coming out of this low, vibrational, 3D reality that you've been in for such a long time, which is dense material. What's happening now on the earth is you've gone into this 5th dimension. Of course, not everybody's going to be awakening at this time. A lot of people may not want to have awakened in this time, but many people are. And there's lots of changes now coming for the earth because of this. So your thoughts and your feelings, you think you're separate. You're not. You're connected to all that is. You're connected to everything. So while going through my spiritual awakening, I've profoundly felt that I wasn't from here. 2011, I was guided to the Karnak Temple in Luxor. You're not allowed to take any pictures in now. And Horus came to me in a dream. And I did this drawing. And this was at the Karnak Temple in Egypt in 2011. And it's, I couldn't understand why I was guided there. I felt consciously I was being awakened because Karnak Temple carries a lot of energy consciously, and it was to remember who I was, to wake up. And so that's that. A lot of the ancient sites around the world carry a lot of conscious energy. So we come to universal language. Just like the symbol on the wall with the hieroglyphics in Egypt. Universal language is the language of light in the universe. It goes to all civilizations everywhere. It's based on symbols, geometry, mathematics, ratio. It's a collective consciousness. And you're becoming more conscious and waking up consciously to these signs. While you're awakening, you begin to feel the tone and whatever resonates with you, whatever it is you feel that you understand. And these are signs to help awaken you consciously and to help enlighten you, to help you with the changes that are coming now on the earth. So it's a different kind of language, so universal language, what's happening now. So when you look at the crop circles, while going through my awakening and waking up and having all these experiences and these, what I think were UFOs for the last 4 years and everything. When you look at the crop circles, how are we looking at these? Again, we come back to the chakras, which I've just spoken about. As I said before, everything in the universe, anything in the universe with a soul is conscious. And there are lots of other beings on like what the Mayans are saying, on different what you call ETs. They're just conscious the same as you, but they're highly more evolved than we are. They're coming here now, and I mentioned earlier about the portals and the chakra systems and the earths. They're gates and doorways around the earth, like the Mount Shasta in California. That is a gate. That's a doorway. So is Stonehenge, and that's the reason why a lot of the crop circles are in Stonehenge, because it's a gateway, it's a doorway. So they're coming in. And don't worry about all the disinformation out there, what the government's putting about, anything about crop circles, because I know those crop circles, they've put a lot of bogus crap out there about crop circles, and it's not true. These crop circles have been done with an intelligence behind it. And the way that they've done, They've done it spot perfect. When you look at the chakras for the individual human body, the Merkaba, if you look at the top left-hand side, you can see that one is the heart chakra. This is what's coming now for you here on the earth. Lots of changes where you've gone up into this fifth dimension, there's now going to be love and compassion. People are changing. They're not happy with the systems that are here. The systems are now going to change because where you've consciously moved up into this fifth dimension, you're consciously becoming more aware and thinking differently. So now the systems that are coming now, the systems that are here now can't stay here for too long. They can't go on no more for much longer because the earth, Gaia, she's sick. She's in trouble. You're taking dead fossils, what you're using for energy from the trees and stuff, and she can't go on for much longer that you're killing her. The parasites that you've got here are poisoning you with your food, your air, what you watch on TV. I haven't watched television for about 6 years now since I've woken up because we know that what you're watching is low vibrational energy. It's what David Icke was saying, we know it's hypnotic. What you're watching is absolutely, it's violent, it's manipulative. The things that you see in your media, to us, is superficial. You know, you go and watch Justin Bieber and you see all this going on with celebrity lifestyles, and it makes people feel bad about themselves. Doesn't make them feel good about themselves. When you watch all this superficial stuff, with the democracies and the celebrities and everything you've got here, because that's not how it should be. So what's happening now, these intelligences are coming here to awaken you consciously. That's the heart chakra. This is where you're going to be now. The next few years, you're in for some wonderful changes. 2017, there's going to be disclosure. You're going to know that there's ETs, what you call ETs, but they're not little green men. 2025 to 2033, I think you will have contact. But before that happens, you need to clean up the earth. These crop circles are consciously to help you out of your long dream state, to wake you up, to enlighten you, and to give you consciously to help you. They're there for a reason. Again, you see the chakras there. It's the symbol going across the crop field, because this is the time now, consciously with the fifth dimension and the energy. It's there to help you. The butterfly, well, if you think of Da Vinci, when you think of a butterfly, you think of a caterpillar that creeps along and it eats, and then it goes into a chrysalis, like a rebirth. It goes into a butterfly, and that's what's happening now on the earth. This last, I'd say since 2008, 2009, 2012, the last 4 or 5 years, the earth is going through great changes consciously. That's what's happening now. And that butterfly is a symbolism to tell you, for you to resonate with it, whatever you do, feel the tone and understand it consciously. That's what's happening now here on the earth. And there's more changes to come yet, lots more. The other one, that's the flower of life. Well, the flower of life is everything in the universe, which is based on the 3D torus. And the 3D torus is where you have energy. It goes through one exit and comes out the other. This is free energy. So they're telling you, you have to come away now from this materialistic 3D dimensional. And I was listening last week to Clive. Yes, I was listening to him last week, and he was some of the stuff he was talking about with the medications. I don't touch them. They tried to get me on medication last week. I said, no, thank you, because I know that the parasites that are ruling your planet, what they're putting in those medications is actually killing people. And my mum's on about 8 or 9 different tablets now. She's come off them for 2 days, and she's sick. She's got withdrawal symptoms, and I won't touch no tablets here. I won't even touch your injections here. He was talking about viruses. Take an orange. Take it from the ground, citrus. That'll kill the virus. All this about Ebola, rubbish. Rubbish. Don't listen to none of it. These symbols, so they're there to help you. They're, again, the Mayan calendar, not the end of the world, because they feel insulted about it as a culture. It's the end of a time and a new time. Consciousness, this new age that you're going into, is all the changes that are coming now here for the earth. So these signs have been done for a reason. The other guy, Nexus, spoke about NASA. This one here, this one, bottom left-hand side, a message was sent out by NASA in 1974. They used a radio antenna, because you're not as evolved here now as what they are. He used the radio antenna, he sent it out to space. On it had your DNA code, how many planets are in your solar system, your core principles, mathematics, and that you're human as a species. He sent it out. It came back 2001. That was left in your crop field. But NASA denied it. They denied it. Just like they went on the moon. Oh, that's right. Marcus said last week they went on the moon. I knew that was a lie too. We know that. It's light workers here. Not true. The other one, that's a binary code. And as you can see, it looks like an alien figure. Oh, by the way, the malevolent species, the parasites of the universe that we know here as Pleiades, the ones that are here now, that come here 300,000 years ago, which we spoke about, the malevolent ones, they're called the Draconians, Zeta Reticulans, and the Greys. So, but that is a message to let you know that that binary code is saying, beware of bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. There is still time, conduit closing. These messages have been put here to enlighten you and to help you for a reason. There's an intelligence behind it. ETs, their consciousness. They've even been seen, filmed in the crop circle. They've actually seen the lights. They use the energy from the chakras, the energy that comes from the chakra, does these crop circles consciously to help you. So they've actually been filmed live in Salisbury. Most of the crop circles are in Salisbury. The reason being is because it's a gateway, it's a doorway. Remember I said earlier, the heart chakra, there's doorways and gateways around the earth where they can come in from another dimension and they can come in and do this, basically. So, and they're not little green men at the top, by the way. I'll start up there for a laugh. So trying to perceive you as, oh, that's it, Paul the alien. Very funny how they've done that, by the way. Yeah, well, they're not like that out there. So the future. Good question. What's the future for humanity? I'll tell you. I like David Icke because he really has tried to put some light into here. Very well done. I think he's a light worker, actually, because there's a lot of them here now that have come here at this time, and there's a lot being born here now. The future. What do you want for your what do you want for your family and your children? Do you want the right-hand side or do you want the left-hand side? Well, I'd go for the left-hand side. What's happening now, the systems are going to change. I think there's a war going on now between light and dark energy. David Icke mentioned about them being on a different frequency, which is what they are, because as I said to you before, there's energies and frequencies, dimensions and frequencies, and that's what's happening now. If you can see by the chakra system that we are energy, everything is energy. So they're on a different frequency. What's happening now is there's a spiritual war going on, or a war. It's a time of rebellion because people are coming out now with information and they're finding out as more light comes into the earth, because there's a lot of light coming in now, the dark is going to be seen more and more and more. And the future now will be lots of changes coming. the systems here can't go on like this. They're going to change. The economic system, I think, will eventually crash. Something will happen there. That will change as well. Because they've run out of money in America. And there's no such thing as money. They just plug it in a computer. And I think there'll be contact here in years to come. Not that many years away. 2025. There'll be disclosure, and because you're not meant to be here, it's going to be like something out of Star Trek. You're meant to travel the stars. You're not meant to just be here on this planet. Before that happens, you'll need to clean up the earth. That's why a lot of work is being done now. James spoke last week. There's a lot of information out there now going around about free energy. The parasites that you've got here on the earth, they've known about this for the last 100 years, but obviously the planet's run by corporations. It's all about corruption and greed that's here now. It's not about love and light. So basically there's a lot of information going out there now. They're talking about free energy, and I'd say the next few years you will have contact. You'll need to clean up the earth. And I think people will end up contributing to society and working together as communities and start working it out, because I spoke to somebody last week about this, because eventually the systems are going to crumble. They can't go on like this. If you carry on like this, Mother Earth, because she's conscious too, you're connected to her, she's going to shake you off like a flea on a dog. You're going to find out. Because she lives and breathes too. That's why you're getting all these earthquakes and so many happening all around the world. It wasn't that long ago I was in Mexico, and the next thing I know, there's a big earthquake, because I was in Tecaman, in Camlima. I travelled all over, and they had a big earthquake there. And, you know, the earth is changing. She's changing too. She's moving with you. The shift in consciousness, not just you, it's the earth too. She's living, she's breathing too. She's full of energy, the same as you. So there's all these changes coming. So your systems need to change, because she's consciously aware of how you're behaving. So you have to change. She has to change with it, because everything's connected. So what's going to happen now in the next few years? There'll be contact. The systems are going to have to change. They can't stay on as they are. And you will eventually have contact, and you will start contributing. And that's what I'm seeing now. And there'll be lots and lots of work being done, light coming in. Even with the democracies, what they're trying to do is have one world order. And they want to, I think it's written in your Bible text, the mark of the beast, 666, which is the RFID chip. I was meant to go over to America, and I'm glad I didn't go at this time, because there's a civil unrest out there at the moment. They're trying to have a one world police state. That's what they want. Well, you call them the reptilians, but we call them the Lizzies. And what they're trying to do now is they want to, you're really in a matrix, but what they want to do is have complete control, because they feed off that lower energy. All this warmongering that they're doing around the earth, none of it's true. It's just all a lie, it's darkness. So that's it, really. Thank you. You can ask some questions, I'm not scared. Okay.
First of all, what's your stance on Agenda 21? And the next question is about Planet X that's meant to be coming in.
Okay. Planet X, I've heard about this.
Well, they call it
Nibiru, is it Nibiru? Okay.
Some of the astronomers, it's been reported, have been taken out.
I've heard something about this. I don't believe that's true. I think that's another fear-mongering that they're doing. From the bottom of my heart, what I'm resonating with now, I've read up about this. It's like the moon. I've spoken to 2 other light workers in America, and one lady, is it Colleen Thomas? I don't know if you know her. You're not going to believe this if I tell you. You might think I'm bonkers, but I'm not. I'm not the bonkers one. It's them that are bonkers, the psychopaths running the planet. That's after listening to James last week, because I've had these conversations with my mum. Okay. There's a lot of disinformation out there. You need to listen to your heart. You know deep down You can feel something's not right. When he spoke about the moon last week, spoke about the moon, I had this really strange feeling. You know, deep down, something doesn't seem right here. You can feel it, yeah, in essence. The Nibiru thing, I don't think that's true at all. I don't. No. It's supposed to be a 10th planet, right?
So there's lots of photographic evidence that there is something going on with the sun at the moment.
Yeah.
And they've been seeing two suns in certain parts of the world, and it has been photographed.
Yeah, but it's not going to come and bash the Earth.
No,
Nothing like that.
The pull of the planet.
Yeah.
Kind of place the geographical upheaval.
Oh no, I believe it's a 10th planet. They're saying that many, many eons ago that it hit the Earth. And that's what caused the moon. But no, I think the moon was brought here by the Anunnaki. Sorry, that's the truth. Because there's a Palladian in America called Colin Thomas. What you call President Obama, they're not human. Sorry. We know. It's like we know they're not. He tried to set off a missile over to Iraq. They're trying to start a third world war. They actually want to depopulate you all. There's 7 billion on the planet, but they only want 1 billion here. They've built some kind of the cabal, the invisible force that's here, are the ones that are the dark forces that are behind your democracies here. The dark forces, the Anunnaki, Draconians, they're written under different names in your Bible history and ancient texts. Colin said in America that they tried to set off a nuclear missile, and one of the Palladians come along with their ship and took it down. Just like that, bang. It's nothing to them. They can dodge it. They're thousands of years ahead of us. You know? They can travel the universe. They've worked it out. So they did that, and she said, like what David Icke is saying is, they eat humans, and they feed off your energy, that lower vibrational energy. They feed off that, your emotions, fear, everything. Apparently, they've got you down as a meat market. They've got a base on the moon. And every 50,000 years, they ship humans out on a meat market. They just see you as a source of food in that way. And they've had it there for a long time. And the moon is well, David Icke mentioned that. They've used the moon as some kind of reception frequency to keep you dumbed down on this lower vibrational energy. As I said earlier, the Earth's got dimensions, portals, gates. Everything is energy, your energy. Everything's connected. They can come in and out. They can control you, keep you down. And that's why when you eat the food that you eat, they've intoxicated it for a reason, to keep you down on this low energy. That's why a lot of the medication they give you, there's something in it. Now they want to RFID chip you for a one world order. They want everybody to have the chip. And inside that chip, it does something to your DNA. So there's an agenda behind it. He's mentioned Agenda 21. Agenda 21. It's just all right, I've already said it then, sorry. Okay, yeah.
People are aware that David Icke's viewed the Wembley Arena on 25th of October.
He's at Wembley Arena. Okay.
Can I just say,
That wouldn't surprise me. You're consciously waking up now.
we had David Icke here in 1994.
In here?
Stage
Really?
when he first started, yeah. We were one of the very first groups that got him over here to give a talk, and there was about 100 of us in the room. In 1994 to where he is now, in excess of 10,000. So yeah, and he was there where you were.
Really?
1994.
Shall I tell you a little secret? Okay. I thought it'd be glamorous being famous and all that. I don't get it.
No.
Sorry. I've had to cut that out. The angels with higher beings, as you call them, but they're like us. Even the lost ones that we lose, they're not dead. They're conscious. When I was going in and out of hospital when I was at university, I felt like I had my grandparents beside me. I kept looking over my shoulder, but there's no one there. So we're not just a flesh and bone. We're not.
But yeah, David Icke is on the 25th of October, that's right.
I,
So go
I,
on his website to get the tickets.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a light worker here.
Oh,
There, yeah, I said that. I know, I can feel it. I know,
It's genuine, absolutely.
I know,
I know he's been ridiculed.
I know, yeah, I
When we
know.
did David Icke back in the 20s,
I know.
he was phone here, people were coming up to us and saying they agreed with everything he said because it's provenable.
Mm.
If you join the dots with the Rothschilds and the Rockefeller, everything he said is provable. But where, back in the 20 years ago, where he went wrong, someone gave us an analogy and it was quite funny really. They said we've just resonated with everything he says and then he goes and ruins it. He said it's like giving you a cream cake
Yeah.
and then dumping a turd on the top, and that was when he started.
Oh, he's the good. He's of the light.
But that was 20 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
Now people are actually waking up to that.
So that's what's happening now on the planet. You're consciously waking up. They're on a different frequency. These parasites. They've been dumped here on this side of the universe.
Look at the film They Live. All these films. It's been in the.
No, they're trying to make out now that you're going to have an alien invasion. That's the next thing they're going to do. They can't start a world war because there's other civilizations stepping in now. That's why you see them a lot around a lot of the nuclear nuclear sites. They come along and they just turn them all off. Why do you think they do that? Can't you see? They're helping you now. There's a lot of star seeds. You said you was an indigo. There's a lot of them. Being born here now. A lot of you are probably not from here. A lot of people on the planet are from other worlds. And that sounds a bit, but yeah. And another thing you're going to find in the future is a lot of your real truth is going to come out in the open. Be ready for this. Yeah. Your real truth. Your hidden past, your hidden truth. It's all going to start coming out. Don't be shocked by that. Okay. There's a lot coming for you.
Can I hear your theories, like your views on the moon? Because I've heard, like amongst indigo children and starseeds themselves, there's some believe that it was brought by a Anunnaki, and it's like used as like a station as such to monitor. But then others like argue that and say like, well, without the moon, the seas and everything would be out of place, and as well people connect with the moon's energy, like the feminine of it, as they do with the sun.
Who's saying this? Who's saying?
It's just like amongst people that are coming in contact with. It's just counter.
Indigo children are supposed to be, because the woman that I met 5 years ago, I've called her Cosmic Candy in my book, sorry. Her name's Candy, but I'll call her Cosmic Candy. The reason being, when I first met her, she told me she was an indigo. She came up to me, I didn't even know who she was. She met me on outside the shopping centre, and she said to me, "You're a light worker here." And I just woke up. I had 40 years, my last 40 years I was in a dark place. I woke up and thought, my God, I know who I am. I know what I went through, I know why I'm here, and it just all come together. She was an indigo. Indigo are supposed to be very powerfully psychic. I don't know if you feel like that, but you're gifted. They're supposed to be gifted. They've all come here doing different missions, different tasks. David Icke's doing what he's doing. I've got to do what I'm doing here. That's what I've been called for. And someone else, Colleen in America, is doing something else. She's doing therapy. A lot of us have come here to do different missions, different tasks, whatever it is we've been called to. So they call them the star seeds. But you know, everybody's an angel. In fact, it's in the whole universe. Everybody with a soul, your essence. You are consciousness. That's what David Icke's saying. That's what you are, your energy. Okay. Thanks. It's a pleasure being here, by the way.